Let's dive right in here. So let's start with the current state of the race for the upcoming primary in New Hampshire just days from now. The latest Hampshire poll that just came out shows Trump with a nice bump from his dominance in Iowa. Trump is now at 52% with a 14-point lead over Nikki Haley. Anselm is being corroborated by the latest Suffolk poll, very, very historically accurate poll for the New Hampshire primaries. They have Trump clocking in at 50% with a 16-point lead over Haley. So Trump at this point is cruising to a solid win in New Hampshire, double-digit win, which should do it. That should solidify. I was talking with Rich Barris of the People's Pundit yesterday. We're going to have that interview up today. It'll be on later today. You'll definitely want to check it out. And Rich just gets into the numbers and shows you exactly what was behind Iowa and how it is paradigmatic for the nation at large. You're going to it's going to so encourage you and get you ready for the weekend. But Rich was saying that he thinks the primary will be officially over as of next Tuesday, as of Tuesday night. There's just no realistic path to victory in any way, shape, or form for anyone not named Donald J. Trump. You may have seen that DeSantis has basically given up on New Hampshire. Remember, he spent $60 freaking million in Iowa. He visited every single one of Iowa's 99 counties, and he got shellacked. He got stomped by 30 points. He's not even trying anymore in New Hampshire. I mean, he's down to single digits. It's sad. He's literally hitting Chris Christie territory. I mean, it's that bad. He's trying one last gasp in South Carolina, but he may hang up the gloves on Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. We'll see. I mean, his campaign's unraveling. You've probably seen that. Staffers are quitting. They're being laid off. He's run out of money. I mean, it's just frankly sad at this point. So we're going to have to do a post-mortem to dedicate. I wouldn't do a live stream, but we'll have to dedicate a video, a post-mortem on DeSantis and what happened there. And it's just so sad. It's so sad. He was the hands down winner of 2022 midterms. He was the champion. He was awesome. He was the height of his political career. And then just a bunch of worm tongues got into his ear and told him, yeah, man, take on Trump. We're going to take out Trump. Those indictments, they're going to sink him. We promise you. Take him out. And that's exactly what we started to see after the Mar-a-Lago raids, which he could have played such an amazing leadership role in pushing back against, given that it happened in Florida. And he never did. And now he's just sounding like Nancy Pelosi at the time. I mean, it's such a dramatic political fall. We're going to have to look at that and garner some lessons from that. Hopefully he's not irredeemable at this point, but we'll see. For her part, Haley, she continues to get tons of funding because she's getting it largely from Democrats, particularly Democrat oligarchs who are desperately trying to make her the nominee of the Republican Party because they know bumbling Biden has politically collapsed, right? They're reading the writing on the wall. They see Biden losing with literally every single Democrat constituency. Biden is losing Latinos. Biden is losing blacks. Biden is losing women. Biden is losing the college graduates. He's losing the working class, both white and non-white. He's losing Arab Americans in droves over his policies in the Middle East. He's losing urban voters because of his incompetence at the southern border, right? Biden is literally hemorrhaging his own voter base. And our establishment elite recognize that no one with these approval ratings so low, we've never seen approval ratings so low. I mean, Jimmy Carter is skipping, well, kind of seeing this like, I'm no longer the lowest of the low. No one in Biden's poll position right now can pull this off, no matter how many shenanigans they try to pull on election day. Again, gang, you have to get this. This is so, and again, Barris gets into this in our video later on today. This is going to stun you. The urban vote is now in play. The urban vote is now in play. We have the data on this. Trump is eating away at the Democrat margins in the urban vote like no other Republican has ever done. Remember, Obama won with the non-white working class by a 70-point margin. Right now, as we speak, Biden has a 10-point margin. The urban vote has absolutely collapsed on Biden. And if the Democrats don't have the urban vote, if they don't have those 70-point margins, 80-point margins, they've literally got nothing. It's over. They've thrown all their eggs, their political eggs, in one urban cosmopolitan basket. And Trump in particular, not DeSantis, not Haley, Trump is eating away at those otherwise colossal urban margins. And so Democrats recognize Biden is toast, with Trump garnering a massive urban turnout together with a colossal exurban rural turnout. It doesn't matter what happens in the suburbs. It doesn't matter what happens among suburban women that DeSantis and the National Review crowd are so worried about. Doesn't matter. With a new coalition of MAGA urbanites and MAGA ruralites, Trump and MAGA become a supermajority. Democrats are seeing that. And so they're doing whatever they possibly can to try to thwart that supermajority, and yet still, they know, beat Biden, it's inevitable, by putting Hillary Haley in as the Republican nominee, so at least they can have a neocon in office. Neocons and neoliberals are basically the same breed. They're the same thing. So they don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican, right? Bill Kristol doesn't care if it's a Democrat or Republican, just as long as it's someone who will faithfully serve the values, interests, concerns of the establishment elite.
But first, gang, let me ask you, are you ultra MAGA? Do you want to show your patriotism as a card-carrying Trump supporter? Well, then before you do anything else, you've got to click on the link below and get your very own collectible Trump cards. Gang, these are amazing. Patriots played their anti-globalist Trump card against the left in 2016, and we're getting ready to play it again in 2024. And what better way to show your support for Trump's re-election than with these amazing collectible pieces of Trump art? These cards have a limited supply, so don't wait. Only 2,500 sets of these have been made, and they're going to come with a certificate of authenticity verifying you own an original set. These make great gifts for any MAGA patriot in your life, and if you buy 2 sets, you also get a bonus gold Trump 2024 card absolutely free. These physical cards are high quality, they're made in America, they're highly collectible, but again, there's only a limited supply, so don't wait. By the time you remember, they're likely to be gone. So click the link below right now and get your Trump cards today.
However, more and more of that establishment elite are recognizing that that's absolutely a fool's errand. They are coming to terms with reality. There is no, and by the way, we should expect that particularly among our economic elite, our economic class, the CEOs of the finance world and so on. They're the ones who they have to deal with reality. They have to deal with numbers. They have to deal with bottom lines. And they're recognizing there is no way on earth Nikki, Hillary, Haley will come within even 1,000 miles of the GOP nomination. And by implication, they are recognizing that Trump is on his way to taking back the White House decisively. Listen to Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon is the CEO of JP Morgan. Listen to him shock CNBC pundits with his assessment of Trump.
Great hand, but when people say MAGA, they're actually looking at people voting for Trump, and they think they're voting, and they're basically scapegoating them, that you are like him, But I don't think they're voting for Trump because of his family values. Now, if you look, just take a step back, be honest. He was kind of right about NATO, kind of right about immigration. He grew the economy quite well.
China virus.
Tax reform worked. He was right about some of China. I don't like what he did.
No, I said China virus.
Yeah, I understand. He may have been right. And I don't like how he said things about Mexico. I don't like, but he wasn't wrong about some of these critical issues. And that's why they're voting for him. And I think people should be a little more respectful of our fellow citizens. And when you guys have people up here, you should always ask the why. Not like it's a binary thing. You're supporting Trump, you're not supporting Trump. Why are you supporting Trump?
It's hard to hate 75 million of your fellow Americans. And
I agree.
It's done crazy.
And, the Democrats have done a pretty good job with the deplorables, hugging onto their Bibles and their beer and their guns. I mean, really, could we just stop that stuff and actually grow up and treat other people with respect and listen to them a little bit? And I do think the economy will affect, and I think this negative talk about MAGA is going to hurt Biden's election campaign.
Yeah. Let me translate all that for you, gang. All right? Let me translate that for you. Trump is going to kick Biden's ass. And I, as the CEO of one of the major financial corporations in this nation, I have to make sure I position that corporation into a favorable alignment with the new administration. That's what you just heard. That was a bunch of fancy schmancy way of saying one thing. Our forecasters at JP Morgan are predicting Trump is going to win this in a blowout. And he's not just going to win in a blowout. This is going to be an election like we've never seen. Biden is going to go the way of the Hindenburg. And I want to position JP Morgan in such a manner so as to continue to have as much favor from Washington as I can be given with this incoming new administration. There you go. Those could have been subtitles basically under what he said. Well, everything he said basically was code. What you just heard was an admission. The CEO of JP Morgan admitting that Biden is toast and Trump is going to win this election in a blowout. I promise you. Please hear me out. Listen, I promise you. If Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan thought that the results were going to be the reverse, if he actually listened to Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid at MSNBC and believed that Trump was going to crash and burn and Biden was going to win in a landslide, if he actually believed that, he would never, ever in a million years ever have uttered anything even remotely like that at Davos. He's at the WEF, the World Economic Forum, in Davos. He's saying these things. He would never say that if Biden was up by 10. He'd be going, oh, God, these MAGA guys. I mean, I can't believe what they did in Iowa. How stupid they possibly be. What a bunch of knuckle-dragging moron insurrectionists. Oh, forget it. They're the past. They're Neanderthals. They're going to die out. The future belongs to us. He would never have said that. But what is he seeing? What are his analysts and predictive forecasters seeing? Well, they're not just seeing Biden's abysmal poll numbers. They're seeing what's happening in Argentina, right, with the celebration, the amazing election of Javier Milei. Make sure you check out my video on analyzing his speech. I mean, talk about raining fire on the demons of Davos. That speech was a masterclass in classical liberal economic theory, liberal in the good sense of the term. Absolutely stunning. They're seeing what happened in Argentina. They're seeing what's happening in El Salvador with Nayib Bukele with 90% approval rating. They're seeing what's happening throughout Europe, particularly in the Netherlands with the recent election of Geert Wilders. They're seeing what's happening in France with the rise of National Rally. They're seeing the German left-wing government literally in shambles, ready to crash. They're seeing the farmers and truckers protests growing like wildfire all across the continent, they're realizing that the globalist ruling elite are on the chopping block this year in 2024. This is a populist revolt like never before. And JP Morgan is clever enough and honest enough to position themselves in a favorable way to the new populist White House administration that's coming in November. Or technically January 2025. That's what you just heard.